Going on, everybody? Another beautiful day for another beautiful ride on a beautiful bike. For what purpose? Well, go for a ride on a beautiful bike on a beautiful day, of course. Also to work some bugs out of a few things. Give things kind of a rundown for the season. Kind of messing around with my camera mounts a little bit. I put a different phone mount on my phone. Not necessarily different, just a different shock absorbing option behind the mount. Trying to save my camera on my phone the best I can. I've already had motorcycle smoke one camera on a phone. No, it wasn't an iPhone, but iPhones are more prone to it than the Samsung ones. I had a Galaxy S21. I'm pretty sure the vibrations on my KLR, even with the shock absorbing mount, fried my one camera lens. I do have a new camera, or a new phone now, so I want to protect it as much as I can. So the game plan for that is no good phones on the KLR, and I transferred the shock absorbing mount over to the Connie. Never had any troubles with the Connie. I've rode on it for tens of thousands of miles with a phone in the cradle. Never had any issues, but hey, if I got the capability of protecting it a little more, why not? So I put that mount over on this bike. Decided to head in a particular direction. Go up towards some lakes and stuff. I don't know if I'll catch any of that on the camera because it'll be toward the end of the ride. And then also my wife is working in that area today, so I might pop in and see her for lunch. She works a mobile medical technician job. So she's up that way, the way I'm headed right now. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a bald eagle nest right there, and you can see the bald eagle sitting right on the branch next to the nest. I'll try to zoom in on the camera and catch that. I don't know how well that'll work, but he's been there for years, at least 10 or 12 years that I know. That eagle's nest has been up there. So yeah, got more of my gear out, was trying it on. That's probably going to be the majority of the conversation in this here video. Is kind of personal, but you know, this is my channel, so this channel's not just about the bikes, not just about where I go, it's about me. It's Too Tall Tim Adventures. You gotta wonder if some of you wonder where I came up with the Too Tall Tim. I mean, obviously my name is Tim and I am tall, but it's not like a gamer tag or anything like that. I was never into gaming. It was just pretty much got on some forums online, had to sign up, create a username, and you know, usually one of the first things people say when they meet me, oh, you're pretty tall. Wow, you're tall. So I'm 6'4", if anybody really cares. So, I mean, sometimes I look at it as, yeah, I'm too tall. It's not always a benefit. Being tall has its disadvantages as well as being short does. But that's where I come up with the name. So if you search any motorcycle forums or automotive forums on the internet, you come across Too Tall Tim. That would be me. Or Too Tall Timothy on a couple of them. But yeah, so one of the issues I've had being tall is, you know, obviously my body size, having gear fit me. They make gear for tall people, they make gear for fat people. They don't make, not a whole lot of companies make gear for tall fat people. Not even regular clothing manufacturers. I mean, it's out there, but usually shirts are too short or pants are too short, or if you buy say sweatpants or workout pants or something like that, it's like sizes are just, you know, large, extra large, double X large. Well, to get the length I usually need, I usually have to go with the 2X's, because if I buy 1X's, they're right up on my belly. If I buy 2X's, they will fit me lengthwise, but then I look like I'm swimming in half my gear or my clothing. So that is one of the big downfalls of being the size that I am. So one of the remedies of that, eliminate one of those two factors. Can't eliminate being tall, obviously. So on occasion, when I'm getting up there in the pounds, I try to eliminate being fat. Well, maybe not eliminate, but I try to reduce the fatness factor. I know a lot of you guys don't know me personally, but many moons ago, me and my wife were very, very large people. We were both over 300 pounds once upon a time. I was 310 pounds plus, and my wife barely peeked into the 300-pound category, but she's obviously a lot shorter than me, so that was a lot more weight on her than it was on me. But we have a good thing going. Our life is spectacular. It's not even a good word to describe our lives. We love our lives, what we've built, what we've created, where we're at, where we're headed. I truly love life, and I love that woman to be in it. She wants me to be in hers. So many moons ago, we decided to kick the old feed or face habits, and we shed a lot of weight. My wife did it with a little of assistance of medical help. She lost over 120 pounds. I think maybe at one point 130 pounds that she dropped off of her frame. And she's so much more healthier now because of it. I kind of did the same thing she was doing, minus the help of the medical professionals, but I just kind of copycatted everything she did. What she ate, I ate. What she did, I did. And I dropped, I'm trying to remember the number, like 80 pounds. Maybe close to 90. I never quite got down to 220 pounds, but I was in the 20s, 26, 27, I think is the lowest number I ever seen. And so combined, we had both lost over 200 pounds together. That's a large person. That's two small people that we lost over the course of, it was probably about a year total from start to finish. So it wasn't overnight, and it was absolutely a life change. Lifestyle change, I guess as they call it. It's not a fad diet. It's not a get skinny quick thing. You change your life. You change it for long term. Obviously, I've put some weight back on. Well, that's what I'm going to get to in this video. But I have put some weight back on, so in a nutshell, I got away from that healthier lifestyle. And now I'm not as heavy as I was, but I have peaked back up to the 270s. So, you know, probably might as well just say gained 45 to 50 pounds of my original weight back. Now, I don't care to get back down to the 220s, because honestly, I thought I've always been a big guy. I don't want to be skinny. I just want to be healthy. So, I honestly think 240, I looked good, I felt good. That's probably about where I want to be. So, over the winter months, everybody puts on weight. You sit around, don't have a lot of things to do, especially in the northern states. I mean, I'm not gonna make excuses. There's stuff you can go do. There's exercises you can do, but those are the excuses we all use. Good excuse or bad excuse, that's my excuse. I get lazy in the winter time. I eat too much. I don't do enough. Holidays, family get-togethers, blah, 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 blah. I put on weight. It wasn't all over the winter. I'd put on maybe 10, 20 pounds of it over the course of the last couple years. Back when we lost all the weight, it was, I want to say a good 6 years ago. Something like that. I'd have to go back and look at my social media. I honestly don't remember, but it's been over 5 years, at least 5, maybe 6 or 7 years that we'd lost all that weight. And then I just been slowly gaining some back over the course of that time. Tried to hop back on the diet plan a couple times and I failed. I don't even want to call it fail. I would lose 10 pounds, be like, oh, okay, that's good, and go back to the shitty eating ways. But this spring, got my gear out. As you've probably seen in my videos, or can tell even right now in this shot, my gear is not cheap gear, and I'm not saying that as some banner to wave about gear, what you should buy, what you can afford. Everybody needs to buy what's going to suit them and what they can afford. I've slowly progressed to the high-end gear over the years, and I love it. I didn't pay full price for it. I didn't get it given to me. I bought some stuff secondhand. I found deals. I waited on sales. But now I'm very happy with all my motorcycle riding gear. If you can't tell or don't know what this is, it is Climb gear that has Gore-Tex D3O armor, Kevlar. My helmet is the Shoei Neotech, probably one of the nicer touring helmets you can purchase. Has all the comms, you know, all the good stuff. Even in my pants, I have the Climb jeans with the Kevlar and D3O. I have the touring pants. My boots, I have Alpine Star with the Gore-Tex. Yada yada yada. I'll make a video someday about all my gear and how it's progressed and how I got to where I am today. And what I've spent on it, because like I said, I did not pay full price for the stuff. It is very nice. I'm not going to say it's not worth the full price tag, but it is a hefty one. So I got bargains on all my stuff. Anyway, this is not a conversation about gear and pricing. It's about how my gear fits. So this spring, I put on all my stuff, and guess what? It's all super tight. I gotta suck in the gut to button the pants. I gotta suck in the gut and the chest to get the jacket zipped. Just everything's tight. I can still wear it, as you can see. I got it on, but I feel like a busted can of biscuits in this thing. So, what's the excuse? No excuse. I need to lose weight. I'm not gonna go buy new gear, especially since this stuff is so expensive. I'm not even going to buy new clothing for everyday wear, which, you know, I'm not going to lie, I have, like my work jeans I wear. I did go buy a larger pair for here recently because my other pairs were getting, you know, stressed at the seams, and I'd ripped a pair out. But I don't buy expensive work wear just to wear to work and destroy it. I buy a $15, $20 pair of jeans. I wear them pretty much every day for the whole work week and then wash them a couple times a week. One pair of jeans. So I didn't mind doing that, but I would like to go back down to my original size on the next pair I purchase. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that now, about what I'm going to do, what I've done in the past. Man, they're really logging this area out a lot. What we did in the past, what I did in the past, and it's a cold turkey. It's an absolute cold turkey lifestyle change. No, I don't exercise that much. I try to get a little more active, but I don't necessarily exercise. It is almost completely diet oriented. And no, I don't eat salads and drink protein shakes and snack on, you know, diet foods or whatever. There's no such thing as diet foods. All that stuff you see in the supermarket is just purely marketing scams. Look at something that's low fat, it's probably high carbs. If you look at something that's low carbs, it's probably high fat and high calories. You look at something that's high in protein, it's probably got added carbs. So, in a nutshell, just raw, pure foods is what you want to do. So the name of the game is pretty much 3 or 4 items. Didn't really count them in my head, but it's 3 or 4 items. Protein. Your body needs protein. Your body for energy and to make your muscles work. I don't care what all these vegans say. You know, your body's designed to process meat. Lean meats, which would be your white meats. It'll be your turkeys, your fish, your pork, chicken. I'm not saying stay away from red meat. I'm just saying don't think you're going to eat hamburgers and steaks all the time. That's a higher cholesterol, higher fat content meat. So stick to your lean meats most of the time, and then treat yourself to a burger or steak every now and then. So protein, and yes, you can get your protein in the form of shakes and beans and those types of items, but when you do take those in, you're also introducing more carbohydrates. There's a lot to be said about like things like beans and peas and carrots and stuff. Yes, they have fiber, yes, they have protein, but yes, they're high in carbohydrates. So my goal, and I'm not saying don't eat those, I'm just saying if you want to reduce the carbs as much as possible, find other alternatives, which there are plenty out there. So, like I said, protein, fiber. Fiber is the number 2 thing I want to consume. That fiber is in the form of green vegetables, you know, your broccolis, your and yes, your lettuces and your peppers and cucumbers and spinach and Brussels sprouts. Those are all very high in fiber, but they're also low in carbohydrates. You know, things like corn has a lot of carbohydrates, beans have carbohydrates. You know, all better options than potato chips and macaroni salad, but if you want to go absolute cold turkey and feel a difference immediately, I'm just telling you what I do. So yeah, intakes of protein and fiber, and the other intake is water. Lots and lots and lots of water. Your body processes everything with water. Your body gets all the toxins out with water. Water helps your circulatory system stay healthy, heart healthiness, kidneys healthiness, liver. You know, think of water as a flush. You know, think about your motorcycle or your automotive engines. What do you do when you want to get the gunk out of them? You flush water through them. You flush water through your cooling system, or when you wash it. You know, you take your bike outside and give it a wash. You're flushing the gunk off the bike with water. That's essentially what water does inside your body too. It flushes all the gunk off. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it'd be pretty damn hard to consume too much water. Water's also filling. It gives you that full filling all day long. So nothing wrong with the old water. Well, this guy's being a dick. Maybe he's getting ready to turn. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, absolutely. Drink as much water as you can. I have set myself out on a goal to drink at least a gallon of water a day, which I've done over the last few days. So it is absolutely possible. Yes, you're going to pee a lot, but guess what? You're flushing your system out. So I think that's kind of the name of the game there for what I'm going to consume. And obviously the things you want to stay away from: carbs, anything with carbs, sugar, corn syrups, starchy foods, even things like milk, lactose products. Lactose turns into sugar when your body processes it. So I'm not saying don't drink low-fat stuff, low-fat milk, low-fat yogurts, but I'm going to stay away from those for a little while and concentrate on protein, fiber, and water. And I'm not even saying starve yourself. You know, have you some pork chops, some chicken wings, some chicken legs. You know, try to grill it or saute it, bake it. Try to stay away from deep fry fat and stuff. But, you know, have a couple pork chops for dinner, a little bit of broccoli. Have a couple slabs of baked fish and side of, you know, your veggie of choice. Have multiple meals a day. You don't have to starve yourself. Protein is actually more fulfilling than your starchy things like, you know, pastas and rice and crap like that. It's eat you a couple pork chops or some nice big slabs of fish. You will be more fulfilled than you would if you tried to eat a big old bowl of mac and cheese. So, yeah, like I said, stay away from your carbs. Shoot for 0 carbs. It's impossible in today's society. 0 is almost impossible, but shoot for 0. Shoot for 0 and you will come in pretty low. Read labels. Reading labels is what it's all about. You'd be surprised once you start reading labels what's in your food, how many carbs, how much fat, how much sodium is in all these products. I think that was the biggest game changer for us when we first started doing this years ago, because my wife did go to a nutritionist and we learned how to read labels and decipher, you know, net carbs and fat content and what food's got in it. So it's where I've come up with all this. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian by no means, but it's right there in black and white on the back of all your products you eat. You know, retain from eating out. If you think dieting's expensive, I know most of you folks that are overweight eat out a lot. I guarantee you it's way cheaper than eating out. No doubt in my mind. You could go buy a big old pork loin, chop that thing up into 10 or 12 pork chops. It's going to cost you $1 a pork chop. Throw 2 pork chops on a grill or in a pan, or bake it, or air fryer, and a bag of steamed vegetables. You got a damn healthy meal for right around $4. Throw another pork chop in there for the missus, or for the mister if there's ladies listening. And now you've got a meal for 2 for right around $5 to $6. So don't give me that dieting's expensive. It is not expensive. Eating out's expensive. Buying name brand food and snacks is expensive. Eating healthy at home, meal prepping is not expensive. So there's no excuse there. The only other supplements I do take, a daily fiber powder, like a Metamucil. There's store brands of that to get it cheaper. That stuff's just not for old men. Now granted, I feel like I'm an old man. That stuff's not just for old men. That stuff is for gut health. That stuff will keep your system well oiled, stuff like the Metamucil, the psyllium husk, that stuff expands in your gut. You drink a glass of that and you'll feel full. If you want to just feel full and not feel hungry all the time, take psyllium husks, Metamucil. Stuff is wonderful. It's not just for old men. My wife can't take the Metamucil, but she does take the Benefiber, store brand of the Benefiber. That helps her out, but she can't do the Metamucil due to her stomach issues. But yeah, it'll help clean your system out. And just because it's fiber doesn't mean it's going to give you diarrhea. That's not how that stuff works. That stuff is it's a clumping, has a clumping factor of it. It gathers all the crevices from your bowels and your digestive system and more or less acts like a scoop and scoops them out. It helps you get rid of it easier. So, sorry to ramble on so much about this, but this is where I'm at and this is what I'm doing. I've been doing it for the last 4 days now. Well, 3.5 days, not quite 4 days. And I tell you what, I feel so much better. Just last Friday and Saturday, I don't know if you could hear in the video I did on Friday, which was the Iron Pony video, where I did a little bourbon run as well. I was huffing and puffing and breathing, and I'm sure I still am, but I was getting so winded so easily. Just my sleep wasn't well. I just felt like crap all the time. No energy, no motivation. It was also, absolutely affecting my mental health because I just didn't feel like doing anything. Making me a little irritable and grouchy. So, it is absolutely, your physical health has to do with your mental health as well. So here we are, like I said, 3.5 days later, and I already feel 1,000,000 times better. Normally on my day off like today, I'll sit there on the couch and watch YouTube or whatever half the morning and have an excuse about, oh, it's too cold or too windy to go for a bike ride. And today I ate my breakfast, had my cup of coffee, and I couldn't wait to get on the bike and tinker with it and do a few miles today. So I'm absolutely not going to exercise per se, like go exercise. That's never what I was about, but I will stay more active. I will do more hikes, more walks, just get out and work in the garage, go work in the yard some more. I want to get off the couch more, but I'm not necessarily going to exercise or go exercise more. But I do have an active job. I work 3 or 4 days a week, 12 hours a day. I'm on my feet that entire time in a factory setting. So I will be active. I'm just going to get more active. I'm just not going to exercise at a gym or whatever. It might come to that. I might want to step up my game a little more in the future, but just cleaning your system out and giving it the fuel and the energy that it needs and wants is going to make you all feel so much better. I really doubt a lot of you are really stuck around this far into the video, but if you have, share with me what you're going to do. You reach out to me in the comments, and if you want to stay one-on-one with me and say, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I will invite you to be a friend of mine on Facebook, and I can share more tips or more ideas I have, and we can be like coaches to each other, keep each other honest. And that's the biggest thing, being honest to yourself. I don't give a fuck if you tell somebody you're on a diet, or you tell somebody you want to lose weight, or you can tell somebody you weigh less than you actually do, but it all comes down to you. You have to be honest to yourself. It's not going to work when you lie to yourself. Around this guy. I mean, you absolutely can't lie to yourself. If you can, you're a psychopath. But yeah, most of us can't lie to ourselves. So be honest to yourself. Don't use the excuse. Give it a week. Give it a week. I'm not saying give up in a week. I say give it a week. Don't look at a scale. Don't worry about how your clothes feel. Don't worry about the number. But just eat healthier, drink water, do all those things in 1 week. And I guarantee you're going to feel a million times better. It's science, folks. Dieting is a fad. Dieting is bullcrap. It's food in and energy out. That's all our bodies are wired to do. You know, Nutrisystem and Weight Watchers and all that bullcrap, that's just what it is. It's bullcrap. If you burn more calories than you consume, you will lose weight. If you give your body the food and fuel that it wants and needs, you're gonna feel good. That is everything in a nutshell. No fat diet is going to get that done for you. Now maybe you can call mine a carnivore diet or a keto diet or Atkins diet. I mean, it's kind of what those diet plans are structured around, but I'm not calling it that. I'm just protein, fiber, water, doing away with fats, oils, carbohydrates, and you know, all the negative, the man-made stuff, the diet sodas and whatever. The one thing I am not giving up, maybe some of you were like, what about your bourbon? Absolutely, I love my bourbon. I enjoy my bourbon. I'm not an alcoholic by no means, but I do truly enjoy my bourbon in the evenings. I have a couple nice pours at the end of every day to sip on. I enjoy those, and I will still continue to enjoy those. That's one thing I will not give up. I might take a couple nights off every now and then from it, but that bourbon is also low calorie, no fat, no carbs. The only thing bad in that, other than the alcohol, which is negatable, you know, we have that conversation another day, is the alcohol sugars, which are in the form of calories that can turn to carbs. But having a couple pours a night, 100 calories a pour-ish, depends on what it is. Most of your liquors are between 70 and 120 calories, so I'm just going to round her up, call it 100 average. 2 100 calorie sugar calorie pours an evening is my reward at the end of the day for doing what I'm supposed to do. So maybe if I have a cheat day, maybe if there's a day where I decide to have something I say I'm not supposed to eat, I'll punish myself by not having my bourbon pour that evening. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up, guys, because I'm sure this video has been 40 minutes now. I'll try to chop it down as much as I can, but I feel there's a lot of good information here. But like I said, if you want to coach or be a cheerleader to you, or you be a cheerleader to me, reach out in the comments, or if you already know me on social media, mostly Facebook, I do Facebook Messenger, reach out. I'll message you. I'll be your buddy. But I think that's going to be it, guys. Looks like I'm just a couple miles away from where my wife is, so yeah, about perfect timing. I'm going to wrap this up. So as always, be safe out there. Live your best life. Hope I get to see you out there. Comment, subscribe to the video or to the channel. I'm almost to that monetization phase where maybe I can get a little kickback from the old Google on the YouTube algorithm. Start getting a little cash in my pocket for doing these videos. I mean, I do them because I enjoy them, but it'd be nice if you're paid for your hobbies. So that's it, guys. Catch you later. Be safe out there. Later.